Coming to you from Annapolis, Maryland, home of the U.S. Naval Academy, the sailing capital of the world, home of the world's largest crab feast, and 4 signers of the Declaration of Independence. This is the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief, a daily roundup of local news that you can use, including local sports, local events, local opinion, and local weather from DMV Weather. Now here's your host, publisher of Eye on Annapolis, John Frenaye.
Good morning. It is Monday, July 30th, 2018. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Well, he did it. Mayor Gavin Buckley pulled off the Annapolis Rising benefit concert on Saturday afternoon, and by all counts, it was a screaming success despite the controversy and criticism surrounding the event. It did open with Senators Ben Cardin and Chris Van Hollen. They reminded the crowd that the Maryland lawmakers have petitioned the White House to honor Wendy Winters posthumously with the Presidential Medal of Freedom for her heroic actions that day in June. 2 of Winters' children were present, and her daughter, Wintersgeimer, said what she did was incredible, to run at someone armed with a gun and try to take him down. My mom was a brave woman. Mayor Buckley promised that the concert would be just the start of the city showing its support to the victims' families and first responders. The mayor said, what would be sad for me would be if we forget. So there are going to be a lot more things like this. There are going to be events going on throughout the city in the next few months. I'm going to make sure that this is an annual event that remembers those 5 people that we lost. As I said, it got off to a little bit of a slow start. The festival opened its gates at noon with probably a few dozen people. By mid-afternoon, there were a few hundred, and when 9 o'clock rolled around and Good Charlotte took the stage, about 1,800 people were jammed down on Calvert Street, dancing and having the times of their lives to Good Charlotte as they made their return here to Annapolis, Maryland. There is no tally on the cost of this festival, nor is there a tally on any monies received on that, and we will be following up with the city to see if we can get that information as well. Federal authorities have charged a Baltimore man with sexually assaulting a passenger next to him on an airplane. Prosecutors say that Deo Mugabe and the passenger were strangers. Authorities say the 26-year-old Baltimore man is accused of having sexual contact with the passenger while, quote, knowing that the victim was incapable of declining participation or communicating unwillingness to engage in that sexual contact. The U.S. Attorney's Office did not elaborate on that. It was not clear whether Mugabe has an attorney. The alleged incident happened on a flight from Houston to Baltimore in late May, and if convicted, he faces up to 5 years in prison. If you are a commuter over to the Eastern Shore, or if you are an Eastern Shore person that is a commuter to the Western Shore, your commute is likely to encounter a little bit more of a problem this week, as the Maryland Transportation Authority has announced that there will be routine maintenance work and inspections of the Bay Bridge, both their eastbound and westbound spans this week, including overnight closures of the eastbound and westbound span, and daytime single-lane closures as well. Now, the eastbound span of the bridge is scheduled to close from midnight till 5 a.m. today, with the westbound span being converted to two-way traffic during that time. And the westbound span will close today through Wednesday from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m., Thursday from 11 p.m. to 5 a.m., and next Saturday from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. And during those times, the eastbound span will be converted into two-lane traffic. In addition, one lane of the westbound span could be closed during the day Monday through Wednesday from 9 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. and again on Thursday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. for routine maintenance. So if you are heading across the Bay Bridge, please beware. You may encounter some serious delays this week. From the Bay Bridge to the Bayhawks, our own Chesapeake Bayhawks Major League Lacrosse team here in Annapolis has clinched a playoff berth. Following 2 straight losses that pretty much dashed their playoff hopes, the Bayhawks clinched a berth on Saturday night with a 13-11 victory over the Denver Outlaws in front of 5,100 people at Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium. Now, the Denver Outlaws are a perennial powerhouse in Major League Lacrosse. They have been in the playoffs every single year that they have been in existence, and the Bayhawks are looking forward to potentially playing them again as the playoffs develop. This is the first time in 5 years that the Chesapeake Bayhawks have clinched a playoff berth, so congratulations to the Chesapeake Bayhawks. That is about it for the top news today. Please make sure you're checking out eyeonannapolis.net throughout the day because we do update it throughout the day. Additionally, please give your friends and colleagues our recommendation. Tell them where to get a hold of the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief and ask them to subscribe. It is free. and it can be delivered directly to your phone every morning at 7 a.m. Okay, now hang tight. We have George Young on deck with DMV Weather with your local weather forecast coming up right after this brief message from Kegs and Corks.
Don't miss the best event of the summer. Get your tickets now for the 7th Annual Cakes and Corks Festival at the Anne Arundel County Fairgrounds, Saturday, August 18th from 1 to 7 p.m. Tickets benefit the Special Olympics of Maryland and include a souvenir glass, unlimited wine and beer samples, plus live music including headliner Kristen and the Noise. Sample over 80 Maryland wines, 40 craft beers, plus vendors like wine cream, wine slushies, and desserts made with craft beer. Buy your ticket today at cakesandcorksfest.com for noon entry, cakesandcorksfest.com.
This is Maryland. The weather can be nearly unpredictable. We've got George Young from DMV Weather in Annapolis to sort it all out.
Hey everyone, this is George with DMV Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Monday, July 30th. Rain chances return for Annapolis and all of Anne Arundel County today, mainly in the PM hours, and they'll last throughout much of the week ahead, with daily chances for rain being the theme as a couple of different frontal boundaries linger in and around the skies above. Look for temperatures upper 70s to mid 80s today, and then in the mid to upper 80s the rest of the week. The good news about this wet forecast? The rain isn't expected to be nearly as heavy as it has been over the past 10 days, so wet and gray at times, but mainly on the lighter side. Okay, that's it for today. Make it a great week, and whatever you do, be sure to follow DMV Weather anywhere all the time at dmvweather.com or on social media via Twitter or Facebook, or especially on our free app that you can download from the Apple App Store or Google Play Store on all of your devices by searching for DC MDVA Weather, so you can always stay weather informed. But remember, whatever the weather outside, have fun and be safe.
September 29th, the inaugural Twist and Stout Festival at Quiet Waters Park along the shores of the South River. Twist and Stout, a Maryland wine, craft beer, music, food, and arts festival, presented by the Anne Arundel County Department of Recreation and Parks, along with the Maryland Wineries Association. Sample dozens of craft beers and Maryland wines. Dance the afternoon away to the sounds of Saved by Zero and the Groove Spot Band. Watch the plein air painters and shop dozens of artisans, crafters, and food trucks. Tickets are on sale now at twistandstout.org. TWISTANDSTOUT.org. September 29th, Twist and Stout at Quiet Waters Park, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Tickets at twistandstout.org. Thanks for listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. If you like what you heard, make sure to tell your friends and colleagues about it. And also tell them about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find much more. Be sure to check out our other weekly podcast, The Maryland Crabs. This podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.